Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about. We got Alcatraz Hill, we got little Donnie. And more will arrive. I have everyone from Elvira to Theodore Roosevelt coming. Believe me when I say this, I went crazy on the bobbleheads. I'm going to give you, in the next 3 to 4 minutes, I'm going to give you, and Mr. T, Eric H526, to my amazing moderators. Eric H526, hello, Hal, and everyone. Love you all and have a great week. Eric H526, thank you. Mr. T, thanks for being a great moderator. I have the best moderators on here. And let's get started. To my super chat, thank you so very much. You give me every incentive to rock these live streams. Let's go ahead and get to it. So, what is Trump going to declassify? What is it that is so utterly difficult for mainstream media, even media that's not necessarily mainstream, but it's so difficult. Like, there's a lot of people on Fox, even, like, aside from Hannity, that are like, well, I'm just wrapping my brain around it. This is what took place. People knew early on that Donald Trump was a threat. And I explained this in Debunking the Trump-Russia Myth. I bring up Bruce Orr numerous times in Debunking the Trump-Russia Myth. And that is below in the description section. That was written in 2017. A lot of what I say in 2017 in Debunking the Trump-Russia Myth and Butthurt Top Secret emails have taken place. But I'll just continue. In 2015, GCHQ informed the U.S. intelligence community of suspicious contacts. That's in The Guardian. Kinte Giffer, thank you. Hashtag Feisty Release the Storm is here. Thomas Brigantino. I am going to go ahead and... Thomas Brigantino, thank you so much. Let me just go ahead and... Office of Director of National Intelligence. FISA memo. Nice. Nice. This is the actual FISA. On October 24, 2016, the government orally apprised the court, that's interesting, of significant non-compliance with the NSA's minimization procedure. Thomas Brigantino, this is a whole lot too. This is the actual, this is the United States Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court documents that were already disclosed. I believe this was in the Nunes memo and the GOP memo. These matters are before the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court on the government, ex parte submission of reauthorization of certifications and related procedures. The September 26, 2016 submission included certifications that were executed by the Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, and Director of National Security, National Intelligence, James Clapper, the ODNI chief. Pursuant 702, which is codified. Okay, then big redaction. Each of the certifications submitted in September was accompanied by the supporting affidavits of the Director of National Security, Clapper, the Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Comey, the Director of the Central Intelligence Agency, Brennan, So this is interesting. Thank you, Thomas Brigantino. This is the actual original FISA docs. Thank you, Thomas Brigantino. Thank you. Thank you very much also for your support. As always, thank you. We'll probably go back to that in a little bit. But to give you a quick rundown, all 500 people watching within what, 3 or 4 minutes. This was an entire setup. It was a setup alongside a cover-up. This is not hyperbole or conspiracy or whatever. It is what it is. The conspiracy is that Papadopoulos and the Steele Dossier are evidence, prove anything, prove that Trump worked with Russia to hack the DNC. That is pure fantasy. That is conspiracy theory that Rachel Maddow believes, because James Clapper and John Brennan and James Comey hated Trump, and we know they do from their actions. They constantly talk, tell the world how horrible Trump is. James Comey wrote a book about how he hates Trump. Obviously, they're trying to curry favor within the Democratic Party. What? They're working at CNN. They're always on CNN, MSNBC. Democrats love them because they hate Trump. But here's the issue. What took place was in 2015. They're like, well, somebody within the Democratic Party, within the Trump administration said, well, look, within the Obama administration said, look, our Achilles heel is our links to Russia. Our Achilles heel is the fact that we presided over the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium capacity. We have William D. Campbell, who was an FBI informant who said the Russians were already bragging about their influence. Well, the Democrats said since he was suffering from physical ailments, he couldn't remember. Oh, where's the evidence? He should have just written a Steele dossier. They should have gotten Christopher Steele to say that the Russians were bragging about their influence over the Clinton Foundation. Then maybe the Democrats would take him seriously. But this was an FBI informant. We have Cash, who stated that the Russians were bragging about their influence before the uranium deal. He disclosed and he blew the whistle on the fact that Obama's administration was indeed compromised because of Hillary Clinton. That's an actual FBI informant. Then you have a New York Times article, Cash Flow to Clinton Foundation amid Russian uranium deal. You actually have an article saying cash flow to Clinton Foundation amid Russian uranium deal. They can't make a connection. Democrats don't want to make a connection. If it was Trump, it would be, oh my God, look, this is proof of a wide-ranging conspiracy. Brandon Wolf, a time has come to awaken him. I call upon the forces of Trumpism to awaken. Get out to vote and overwhelm. That's right. Get all out to vote and overwhelm. Brandon Wolf, I want all 600 people saying this. Get all out to vote and overwhelm. Get all out to vote and overwhelm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Get all out to vote and overwhelm. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Thank you, Thomas Brigantino. Thank you, Brandon Wolf. So they said, well, Trump's going to be a threat. He's very likely a possibility, not only a possible candidate, but he could possibly win. We don't think he'll win, but if he does gain steam, it'll be a problem. Let's try to go ahead and knock him out just in terms of, his wide-ranging business endeavors, whatever. His links to Russia. Okay. He went to Russia. He had a beauty contest there. Okay. And of course, he's done business with people from Russia. And Clinton has taken money from Russian people. So it doesn't really matter. The one thing that Trump didn't do is that he didn't preside over the sale of uranium, 20% of U.S. uranium capacity. He did not preside over the shipping of yellow cake uranium outside of the United States, which was within the New York Times article. Yellow cake uranium was shipped out of the country under Robert Mueller's watch as FBI director, while there was a bribery and racketeering scandal ongoing on U.S. soil. This was in the New York Times, not only the New York Times, but also within the Hill. Everything I say in all my books and everything I say can be linked to reputable sources. Not making anything up. It was an obvious setup. So you had, during the election, you had the most egregious, overt breach of national security. You had Hillary Clinton making an absolute mockery of the intelligence community. She literally transferred, she managed to transfer top secret intelligence from SIPRNet, JWICs, and SCIFs, secure locations within the United States government, put these documents, these highly classified documents, including just classified documents, onto a server in her basement and other servers that she used located outside the United States government, at least from a digital perspective. So if she had her own servers at the State Department, nobody at the State Department could have touched them. But she also had servers in her basement at Chappaqua in New York. This is the worst cybersecurity debacle in U.S. history, and it's the worst espionage case in U.S. history because, unlike Aldrich Ames or Robert Hansen or any other traitors, what Hillary Clinton did was she allowed the entire planet to hack into her system because all she cared about was keeping her Clinton Foundation emails private. So the 30,000 emails she deleted with Clinton Foundation, pay to play, smoking gun, whatever you want to call them, that's why she deleted them. When people say, well, you can't prove that money from Haiti was stolen or misused, you can't prove that Boeing, you can't prove that UBS, you can't prove that Uranium One, you can't prove that weapons deals, you can't prove that 85 donors who gave $156 million. You can't prove that it was all quid pro quo, pay to play. Where are the emails? Where's the documents? Well, she deleted 30,000 emails. They weren't about yoga. They weren't about wedding planning. Jonathan Ronkin, Shana Tova. Thank you, Jonathan. From Tel Aviv, thank you. But you can't prove all of this. Well, James Comey and Andrew McCabe and Peter Strzok didn't even ask how she transferred the information. Nobody has asked that in Congress. I have no idea why. There were a couple of references to Special Access Program intelligence over the years. I have no idea why nobody has asked. It might be too sensitive of a topic. That could possibly be the case, but the second that Sessions or his replacement eventually finds out how Clinton transferred top secret intelligence, how did Brian Pagliano do it? How did Justin Cooper do it? That's the issue. How did she? So the cover-up, the FBI criminal investigation was a cover-up. James Comey is the head of the FBI, supposed to be the premier law enforcement agency in the world. He turned out to be the biggest buffoon and imbecile. And he overtly lied and said, well, she didn't go ahead, and it was just a theatrical performance. She didn't go ahead and intend to do harm, but she had top secret, she had Special Access Program, she had information marked classified. Every single thing Clinton said was a lie. Every single thing she said was a lie. And it's different from crowd size. See what they do with Trump's lies is like, well, crowd size. He lied about the crowd size. Well, who cares? Who cares? Who cares about crowd size? Who cares about that? That's not national security. Clinton said, I did not send or receive information marked classified. I did not send and receive classified information. She lied. It's a security review. It's not a criminal investigation. FBI, Comey's like, oh, we don't do security reviews. And so at the end of the day, Peter Strzok didn't care. None of them cared. And then Michael Horowitz, the IG, goes after Andrew McCabe, which is hilarious, for a procedural issue or for a technicality because he lied under oath. They literally could not have. McCabe just simply lied under oath 3 times about disclosing information to the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, I think. No, the Wall Street Journal, about Clinton Foundation probes, which, by the way, the only reason he disclosed was self-serving. His wife received $700,000 from Terry McAuliffe, a Clinton money man, essentially receiving $700,000 from Clinton. Because what Clinton does, she doesn't give $700,000. She has McAuliffe give $700,000. She doesn't write the Steele Dossier. She purchases the Steele Dossier and has Christopher Steele write it. So, hashtag no one is above the law unless they are Democrat. That's about to change. But you have a situation where the Clinton email debacle is going on simultaneously with the setup of Trump. So there's a cover-up and there's a setup simultaneously. So again, the Democratic Party, they hate Russia, but they gave Russia uranium. They love the intelligence community, but there were names of CIA agents on Clinton's server, and they were compromised. And she had top secret intelligence on a server that was, we know now, hacked by China. We know. And it's in but her top secret emails, I explained, she met with Chinese and Russian officials. Her first 3 months, when it was unencrypted, and we eventually found out after I wrote the book, or I found out that she used an AT&T email account the first 3 months, and then she used, for close to 3 months after that, a ClintonEmail.com account. So for almost 6 months, she had a completely unencrypted server. She was receiving her first 3 months of emails at the State Department are missing. The 4 years of emails of Brian Pagliano are missing. It is so easy to get Brian Pagliano under oath. He already had a subpoena. So you get him under oath and you test and you force him to flip and sing on Clinton. And then you get Clinton in jail for however many years, or you get a pardon. It's so simple. But Sessions doesn't want to do that. So we'll get another attorney general. It's not an issue of like, oh, well, is there evidence? No. But then you have a complete cover-up. So everything they're guilty of doing, they accuse others. It's a really, really simple tactic. But it's very effective when you don't want to believe that you're horrible and inept and a bunch of imbeciles. The Democratic Party, I'm talking about, obviously. If you can't believe that this guy beat Alcatraz Hill, okay, if you can't believe you need some kind of crutch, some kind of emotional crutch, then all you'll do is believe
it's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
How many stories has CNN had to retract? A lot of stories. Donald Trump Jr. did not get WikiLeaks emails before they were published. There's of course, the recent one with CNN. There's so much fake news. Most of the country believes that the mainstream media just spews fake news, and the analysis is fake. Because when it comes to actual crimes, you just focus on what if, could, you'll just wait and see. The issue of suspicion is only one way. When you talk about the media, it's only, well, look at Trump. It's not, well, look at Hillary Clinton, who actually committed crimes. But let's get back to Bruce Orr. What Bruce Orr did And Trump's going to declassify documents. It's taking so long because what happened was this. Peter Strzok was lucky that he just got fired. He's lucky that he's not under criminal investigation like Andrew McCabe. Andrew McCabe has a grand jury right now. What they need to do is have him flip and sing. That's what they need to do. James Comey, Andrew McCabe, and Peter Strzok are criminals. They're not just former law enforcement officials who, just did bend the rules. They're actual criminals. They set up Trump and they covered up for Hillary Clinton, despite all the evidence. And with Clinton, they didn't even find out how she transferred the top secret intelligence. So when Michael Horowitz says, well, no, the prosecutorial decisions weren't biased, the prosecutors were not given the first 3 months of Clinton's emails. The prosecutors were not given the 4 years of Pagliano's emails. The prosecutors were not given Clinton's deleted emails. The prosecutors were not given the manner in which they transferred top secret intelligence. So obviously the prosecutorial decisions weren't biased. They weren't given any evidence. Yes, the prosecutors say there's no evidence to indict the murderer. Well, when police went to the scene, the murderer, the weapon, the body, the fingerprints, the actual house were no longer there. Well, what do you expect, Horowitz? So Michael Horowitz, the Inspector General, but he should have spoken to Charles McAuliffe, the intelligence community Inspector General. So to the 800 people watching, hit subscribe and tell everyone about these live streams, because we average 700 to over 1,000. But getting back to, because I had to go ahead and I had to explain how simultaneously this was conducted. The goal of the intelligence community, thank you, Derek. The goal of the intelligence community and the goal of, under Obama, the goal of the Obama administration, the goal of the Democratic Party was to make this guy fake news. It's completely fake news, which it is, just as corrupt as this person. Why aren't I 50 points ahead? They had to make this one crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary. They had to make Trump as corrupt as Clinton. But it was so difficult to do. It has been so difficult to do. Rhonda, Iowa girl, I hope you're doing well. Can someone tell me why I didn't get audio alert on YouTube? I get an alert, but no noise or sound. It's infuriating. I don't know. Sometimes I know what happens. Like a lot of times, Rhonda, on this channel in particular, people won't get notifications. Gabriel Swift, thank you. Thank you, Gabriel Swift. Mr. T, Eric H526 moderators, can you find out, or can you inform Rhonda, Iowa girl, as to how to get the audio on the alert on YouTube? So Eric H526, Mr. T, Luke St. Martin, all my moderators, if you're here, please explain how to get the audio alert. Thank you, Rhonda, Iowa girl, as always. Thank you so very, very much. Hope you're having a great day. So what happened was they had to accuse Trump and they had to accuse the Republicans. Well, they had to accuse Trump, and in doing so, they had to accuse WikiLeaks. And of course, they had to link Russia in all of this, because it wasn't just Russia that was influencing the election. Other countries had a stake in the U.S. election. Obviously, they focused on Russia because, they can go ahead and say, well, Russia, we sold uranium, so then therefore we have to go ahead and paint Russia as stealing the election from Hillary Clinton. If you read the writing on election predictions. Not one article. And I did that the other day, and it's hilarious. Not one article. Not one article talks about Russian interference or Facebook ads. And we're talking election models. We're talking like electoral college predictions. But anyway, so in 2015, let me get back to this. So I had to give the groundwork. But in 2015, GCHQ, just out of nowhere, says, oh, by the way, we're worried about Trump. This gives, it's not difficult for Brennan to say, hey, you know what? To my buddies at GCHQ, go ahead and say that you're worried about Trump. You have to actually ask that question or imagine that scenario because there's no evidence of all the things that they were worried about. They've clouded all of this in suspicion. Rhonda, Iowa girl. I have audio set. It's not working. I went through settings and all looks good. I am upset. Rhonda, Iowa girl. Let's see. To my moderators or to anyone else who is watching this channel, all 800 people, let me know if you can help out in the live chat. So the audio is set. Settings. Okay. How do you get an audio alert from how do you get an audio alert on YouTube? An audio notification. So if you're subscribed to channels, Beef Supreme. If you're subscribed to channels, how do you get an audio notification? So everybody can hear me now, but just in terms of the YouTube notifications. Bell. There's a YouTube bell. So somebody, please give some suggestions to Rhonda, Iowa girl. Thank you so much, Rhonda, Iowa girl. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate your support as always. Thank you. I want to get to the bottom of this, but I have about a little bit more technological expertise than Hillary, who wants to wipe things with a cloth. So getting back to Hillary Clinton, and okay, so 2015 GCHQ, and then they go ahead and they have this clandestine, below the radar investigation that's a parallel investigation. So there's Crossfire Hurricane and there's mid-year exam. So mid-year exam was the Clinton email investigation. You could even tell by the names. It's just like mid-year exam, like, oh my God, I have to study for a final. I have to study for a midterm. Who wants a mid-year exam? That's what the FBI went ahead and said and codenamed the Hillary email investigation. For Trump, it was Crossfire Hurricane. Okay, Crossfire Hurricane. Ridiculous, because they're obviously more interested in Trump than Hillary. So 2016 rolls around. He becomes candidate, or he's about to become candidate. Truth Hurts 18. Trump Jr. went in hard on Obama on Twitter yesterday. I have to look at that. I believe so. Thank you, Richard. Truth Hurts 18. I got to look at that. So mid-year exam compared to Crossfire Hurricane. What happened was in 2016, they needed to classify everything to hide behind. It's kind of like a web, like Spider-Man's web, okay? Imagine if you could hide behind classifications that look like webs. So you hide behind all of these webs. And then you say, oh, gee, golly, I can't see over there because it's classified. There's all of these webs that Spider-Man or Strzok and Comey and McCabe and all of the other ones. There's Kleinsmith, there's Moyer, there's all of these other ones. Agent One, they're all married to each other. Page. Peter Strzok says, I have to stop Trump. We'll stop Trump. There's an insurance policy. So you have all of these overt attempts at influencing the election, which is what they claim the Russians did. Ladies and gentlemen, the Democratic Party is so inept and weak and pathetic that they had the entire media. They had the fundraising advantage of 2-1. They had the Obama's intelligence community. They covered up Clinton's crimes. They set up Trump, and they still lost. Tina Bobina, happy Rosh Hashanah. Thank you so much, Tina Bobina. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tina Bobina. Thank you so very much. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. I used to be, a lot more religious, so I wouldn't be doing this back in the day when I was more religious, but because you have to, I would be at synagogue today, but I'm not as religious anymore, so. But, so, they needed to go ahead and they classified everything. This way they could hide behind classification. So when Rod Rosenstein and Peter Strzok and James Comey and Andrew McCabe were all before Congress, they said, well, gee, I can't talk about that because it's classified. I can't talk about that because it's classified. Gee whiz, I can't talk about that because it's classified. Gee, I wish I could help you, but it's classified. Robert, thank you. Thank you, Robert. Gee, I can't talk about that because it's classified. Well, do you know, is there any evidence that Trump is guilty? Gee, I can't talk about that because it's classified. Well, do you know if Hillary Clinton deliberately, do you know how she transferred top secret intelligence? Gosh, I can't talk about that because it's classified. Anything that would, Rod Rosenstein, anything that would go, oh, it's an ongoing investigation. It's an ongoing investigation. So what they did was they hid behind ongoing investigation. Sources and methods. And so what they did was hide their tracks by classifying things that shouldn't have been classified. Criminal activity. They set up Trump. Then they went after and they wiretapped everyone he knew. Then, because the thing is, they did two things that allowed them to classify more information. One was Carter Page. So they said, well, gee, who actually has lived in Russia or, goes to Russia a lot? Oh, Carter Page. Let's go ahead and get a FISA warrant for this guy. We have to go ahead and get a FISA warrant. We have to get a FISA warrant. Because, you know what? Even though he's an American citizen, we're really suspicious of him. Is there any evidence he did anything wrong? No, there's no evidence at all. But, it doesn't matter. He had contacts in Russia. The FBI actually worked with Carter Page prior to this. But you know what? It's a big problem. So let's go ahead and spy on Carter Page. Well, when we spy on Carter Page, we have a whole lot. We can classify everything else associated with that, which means we can classify even more information. We can classify Bruce Orr's, dealings with James Comey and his wife Nellie Orr and Fusion GPS and the Steele Dossier. We can classify everybody associated with the Steele Dossier because this is all part of an ongoing investigation. It's an ongoing investigation, don't you know? It's an ongoing investigation. Well, my goodness, it's an ongoing investigation. This is classified. I really can't, the protocol is we don't talk about ongoing investigations. So now you've added Carter Page. You didn't say, though, that the Steele Dossier was the reason that you're spying on Carter Page. You didn't say, though, that the Steele Dossier has not only no evidence backing up any claim regarding Michael Cohen, even his own lawyer, Michael Cohen's lawyer, Lanny Davis, who's a Clinton guy, said that all the 13 references or whatever, however many references to the Steele Dossier, he did not, he was never there in Prague. Michael Cohen was supposed to be in Prague to speak to operatives. Carter Page was supposed to speak to operatives. All these people were supposed to speak to operatives. There's no operatives. And nobody ever links the DNC alleged hack because the NSA is moderately confident, the CIA is highly confident, the FBI is highly confident because they're not certain, because it never happened. Because they never looked at the DNC servers. The servers were never given to the FBI, CIA, NSA, or anyone in the US government. Why? Because it almost certainly wasn't hacked. They're lying. That's why. That's what you would do. If you were a political party, you say, well, we have every right to cheat Bernie Sanders because we're a private political party. Then you say, oh my God, US government, you have to protect us. This is national security. Which one is it? Are you a private political party? Or do you embody national security? Which role does the DNC play? The Democratic National Committee is a money laundering organization for Democratic candidates and politicians. That's all it is. It is not national security. They're like, do you want a foreign power hacking into the DNC? Well, if a foreign power hacked into the DNC to allow everyone to know that Hillary Clinton was cheating Bernie Sanders, then, well, at least we know Clinton was cheating Bernie Sanders. At least we know Clinton was cheating Bernie Sanders because of the WikiLeaks emails. But I mean, it's like the ODNI report and the DHS report actually state, don't take anything as fact. These are judgments, and judgments could be wrong. They actually state that. This entire charade, all Trump has to do is simply quote the ODNI report and the DHS report. He can't do that, so he has to go ahead and kind of be belligerent in his tweets and go ahead and expose.
All I can say is it's totally fake news. Just fake. It's fake. Because fake news was indeed fake news. The news is fake.
He's not going to go ahead and overtly throw them under the bus, because then there's budget issues. There's all these things. You know, he has to play ball in terms of the intelligence community. So he can't just actually quote the ODNI report with warranty disclaimers. They're completely fabricating everything. Then there's, well, you know, there's no doubt. I love people say there's no doubt the Russians interfered in the election. How? Well, there's Facebook ads. What, with $46,000 in Facebook ads before the election? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And nobody can name the actual ad. Nobody can even explain these ads. What were they? It was Jesus arm wrestling Satan saying, oh, vote for Hillary. Or no, don't vote for Hillary. It was buff Bernie Collins. It was Bernie Sanders with his shirt off, with a buff body. Where are the examples? Where's the data? How can you influence the election if Clinton got the popular vote? And then if you say, well, enough people in swing states, where's the data that says swing state voters looked at these Facebook ads? Which Facebook ads influenced which states? Fine. Which Facebook ads influenced Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania? They haven't voted for a Republican since the 80s. Exactly, Tony Mathis. It's exactly what took place. It's so overt. It's so mind-boggling, and it's all because Cricket Hillary, Cricket Hillary. I've been working on my Trump imitation. It's not there, but it's almost there. They needed to get this guy as corrupt as Alki Hill. Alki Hill, it's actually a great name. It's alcoholic and Alcatraz, which two characteristics of the cyber hack. So Bruce Orr, we get to Bruce Orr finally. Bruce Orr is a DOJ official, number 4 in the Obama administration. Wisconsin was sober for once. So Bruce Orr, his wife Nellie Orr, worked for Fusion GPS. Fusion GPS was hired, outsourced by Hillary Clinton. She paid for Fusion GPS to compile a Steele Dossier, and she paid CrowdStrike in an illegal violation of campaign finance laws. And I wrote in the Daily Caller, I wrote that Hillary Clinton should be charged, indicted for breaking campaign finance laws. She funneled money through her law firm to pay for this. That the Bradley Smith, the former FEC chairman, said it's not a crime to pay McDougal or the National Enquirer or Stormy. It's not a crime because Trump would have done so to protect his family from knowing, even if there wasn't an election. It's not a pure election. It's not purely an election expense. Hillary Clinton wasn't going to pay Christopher Steele money to find dirt on Trump if he was still on The Apprentice. Oh, Nellie. Exactly. So you got Nellie Orr, who works for Fusion GPS. Bruce Orr, who doesn't tell the government that she's working. Okay. Then she gets a ham radio. She gets a ham radio license. Gee, that was a coinky dink. Suddenly gets a ham radio license. She has actually ties to, she worked at Fusion GPS as an analyst or somebody like an expert on Russia. And then you have Rod Rosenstein, who didn't even read the FISA application, signs off on it. Then you have the judges who were never told that Clinton purchased the dossier, and the judges are never told the dossier. The judges are never told the dossier is complete and utter nonsense. How do we know? Because BuzzFeed is suing the DNC. BuzzFeed is suing the DNC. And a Russian entrepreneur and Russian bankers are suing BuzzFeed. And you have no evidence of any link between Russia, WikiLeaks, and Trump. Yet they have ruined the life of Paul Manafort, has nothing to do with Russia collusion or Trump, but he is near. He worked for Trump for a couple of months, and oh, by the way, they need to go ahead and make Trump as corrupt as Hillary Clinton, so they just go ahead and hurt anyone associated with him. They hurt anyone associated with him. Excuse me. Carter Page, nothing. Rhonda, Iowa girl, can you explain the radio link for this blonde? I missed the connection, my bad. So a ham radio, my buddy Sean informed me on all of this. A ham radio, you can go ahead and you can't really, very difficult for the NSA or the FBI or anyone to surveil or to spy on someone using a ham radio. You would actually, I think, technically have to do so that second while they're communicating. And even then, it would be tough. So you can actually circumvent modern technology around Iowa girl in terms of surveillance by using a ham radio to communicate because of the, radio waves, very difficult to track, all that stuff. Nellie Orr suddenly became a ham radio operator. You need a license. And she suddenly, so the suspicion is that, well, she's part of the Steele Dossier, and she's the wife of Bruce Orr, and Bruce Orr was feeding information about the Steele Dossier to James Comey and the FBI. And he was meeting with Christopher Steele. So the question here is, why? So Rhonda, Iowa girl, and all 800 plus people. Why was Bruce Orr meeting with Christopher Steele and James Comey? Why was the United States government relying on an opposition research document that was not even classified to conduct a highly classified investigation? That's the most important question. Why was the United States government conducting an investigation based on a document that was pure nonsense? It's salacious and unverified. When BuzzFeed published the Steele Dossier, they just overtly state it's salacious and unverified. So it's like this entire fiasco is an overt setup to paint Trump as corrupt and throw as much smoke and innuendo and suspicion and allegation and a cloud of just chaos just to make this one look good. Maduro Mike, since the Dems have no message on the economy or jobs, Obama stepped up and took credit for it. If you can't beat them, take credit. Exactly, Maduro Mike. Well, that actually did not work out well. So Maduro Mike, that did not work out well for the Democratic Party. That did not work out well. Because what took place was you put a spotlight now on the corruption. Maduro Mike, thank you so very much. It didn't work out well. It would be the equivalent of Bush like telling Obama, I started the bailout. And if you really want to go get technical, you say well, the bailout started under Bush. Wingless Angel, I did not see. Hello, HA, have a great day. I'm not a bot. Wingless Angel, we love you. I didn't see that. Wingless Angel, all 800 people here love you. God bless you. We love you. And thank you as always for watching. Wingless Angel, you're awesome. Have a great, great day. New York Times, fake news. Oh, that's Nancy Bennett yesterday. Crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary. And then they're like, well, lock her up is a mean thing to say. Yeah, well, she's a criminal. What do you want from me? You know, like, oh my God. Then they got this anonymous thing, and they think they're like, WikiLeaks really messed with their brain. WikiLeaks, just by being, Maduro Mike, thank you very much. I agree 100% with you. WikiLeaks gave them the biggest chip on their shoulder. Julian Assange publishing the truth. They were like, oh yeah? You're going to go ahead and publish the truth, right? You're going to show the whole world that we were actually really corrupt and we cheated Bernie Sanders and we actually elevated Trump. You know what we're going to do then? You know what we're going to do? Well, we're going to go ahead and make up everything and then use, some kind of democratic strategist, some kind of anonymous person inside Trump's White House who will then go ahead and get a book deal. And they'll try to go ahead and make this into like this big story where it's like, oh my God. And this guy, the anonymous person who will eventually be found out should be charged with a crime because it's not whistleblowing. You are actively, Chelsea Manning or people who go ahead and publish with WikiLeaks or Snowden or whatever, it's true, they disclose information that the intelligence community or whatever, the government says, you can't disclose this. But they're actually exposing corruption. And that's it. There's no editorial. There's no, and there's nothing else. It's just pure whistleblowing and publishing. So Chelsea Manning is the whistleblower and Julian Assange is the publisher, which the Washington Post and the Pentagon Papers, it was just a movie about. There are whistleblowers, there are publishers. You blow the whistle on corruption, you expose corruption. Fine. What WikiLeaks did was give the Democratic Party the biggest chip on their shoulder. They don't know what to do with themselves now. They're like, you publish the truth? Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead. Everything we do from here on out is going to be gossip. It's going to be pure, unadulterated gossip. If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bull. That is a saying thousands of years old. Exactly. Tina Bobina. That's pretty much the Democratic Party. If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with you-know-what. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what took place. That's exactly what took place. You have a situation where Tina Bobina, that's exactly what took place. WikiLeaks gave them the biggest chip on their shoulder because the truth, if you publish the truth to the Democratic Party, they don't look at it as the truth. They look at it as gossip. They look at it as, oh my God, you're hurting us in the game of politics. The game of politics, there could be truth, there could be lies. It doesn't matter. It's all about power. But see, that's not the way the conservatives, maybe the conservatives used to run that way. But conservatives actually have firmly entrenched ideals. So Trump, unabashedly went ahead and brazenly espoused certain ideals. Now, people say, well, a wall is racist. Well, was a fence racist when this one wanted a fence? They go ahead and they pick and choose what they're offended at. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, throughout their presidency, engaged in racism specifically against black people, specifically. And then the Democrats then said, oh, well, you know what? Trump is really racist. Like everything that Bill Clinton, I mean, and that's decades, the two issues that both Clintons have had, well, with Bill Clinton, with women, and with Hillary and Bill, specifically racism against black people. From the two, what, in 1992, 93, when he flew back to Arkansas to witness the execution of a black man, people were even writing back then that, oh, yeah, well, that was to show that he was tough on crime. See what he did? The Ricky Ray Rector, his execution was witnessed by Bill Clinton. That's Trump. But Bill Clinton, he did that to go ahead and prove to people or whatever at the time. Rhonda, Iowa girl, please give us a prayer for midterms. Religion doesn't matter. Truth does. I'm afraid of the nutcases. All right. I'll just do my prayer. It'll be somewhat comedic, but I think that's what you're referring to. So, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Let me see if my little bobbleheads are in the way. Oh yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me see make sure Rhonda, Iowa girl. Thank you so very, very much for your support always. Rhonda, Iowa girl. Okay. Let's go ahead. Lord, please make sure that Democrats remain the same way they've always been. Please make sure that they continue to be unhinged and continue to shriek and yell and scream and cackle like insane, hysterical, unhinged imbeciles. And Democrats like they are. Lord, don't let them change their strategy. Lord, please give us a 5% GDP and Kavanaugh confirmation. And once that happens, the Democrats will not be able to win. And when they don't win, Lord, please let them look into the mirror, just the same way Medusa would look into the mirror, and give them the full picture of themselves. So on September 6th, this channel will be party time. Thank you, Lord. Just keep doing what you're doing. And we'll have a good House. The House and Senate will remain because Trump has an 87 to 90% approval rating within the Republican Party. And please, Lord, have Trump declassify, have Trump pull Clapper's security clearance. This is actually a big request on Rosh Hashanah, also from the Jewish guy. Pull Clapper's security clearance tomorrow. Okay? Thank you. Rhonda, Iowa girl. I hope that was decent. And I just want to thank you so much, Rhonda, Iowa girl. Thank you. The Yahtzee, for God's sake, turn Little Hill around so we don't have to see your creepy smile. You are losing your The Yahtzee. Rhonda, Iowa girl, I hope that was okay. Now, Rhonda, Iowa girl, I'm telling you, you don't have to worry. Let's all go out as 756 people. I don't see the House going Democrat. They haven't gotten over 21 seats. Sorry, they haven't gotten over 21 seats since 2006. They need 23. They only got 21 seats in 2008, and that was President Obama was electrifying the Democratic Party. I do not see that happening at all. Rhonda, Iowa girl, be here, Rhonda. Be here, everyone. Yahtzee. Be here, everyone. Amy Shaw, everyone. Elizabeth Luker, everyone. Mr. T, everyone. Eric H526, everyone. All 755 people. Be here September 6, 2018. Tuesday. Monster Truck Night. No, it'll be Monster Meltdown night. They're going to meltdown. Beyond all recognition. They're going to just, they hate the Yahtzee. For God's sake, turn Little Hill around so we don't have that creepy smile.
Why don't you like this, the Yahtzee? Huh? That's what I do every night at bed. Oh, Hilly. Alcatraz Hilly.
Fake news. Rhonda, fear not, Rhonda. Thank you so much. I hope you liked the prayer. If you want another prayer, let me know. Chaz1422. Could Elizabeth and Jared Beck have subpoenaed Clinton, Wasserman, Schultz, Podesta emails? Yes. And I wish that I hope that one day that can happen. Actually, Chas1422 in the UK, WikiLeaks emails were already admissible for one case. So I hope that happens. I speculate DNC insiders leaked to supply evidence for fraud lawsuit to vindicate Bernie donors. Russia had no motive. Chas1422, great minds think alike. I'm on RT talking about that. If you type in my name and that subject. Chas1422, thank you as always for always watching and supporting this channel. Thank you, Chas1422. Rhonda, Iowa girl. I love the Yahtzee. He's so cool. The Yahtzee is great. My gosh, the Yahtzee he is just awesome. What can I say? You're awesome too, Rhonda, Iowa girl. We have just a great group of people. It's just so fun. It's just so much better than watching CNN, isn't it? It's just so much better. The Yahtzee is my Norwegian homie. I don't know if the Yahtzee is American, living in Norway, but the Yahtzee is just awesome. The Yahtzee, you are so awesome. Thank you. And Rhonda, Iowa girl, gave a super chat. Thank you, Rhonda, as always, for supporting the channel, just to tell you how awesome you are. And listen, I will not the Yahtzee because I respect you so. I will another prayer. I will do another prayer right now. Rhonda is hot. Yes, I like this. This is the HA dating hour. I love that. Well, the FBI has a dating service. It's called the FBI. The Yahtzee. Rhonda is hot. Awesome. She's very attractive. Yes. Rhonda, Iowa girl. Thank you. The Yahtzee. Thank you. Yes, this is great. You see what this does to everyone? This is like Hillary's visage is like an aphrodisiac. All right, let's go ahead. And another the Yahtzee and Rhonda, Iowa girl, Chaz1422, everyone, thank you. So let's go ahead and let's have another prayer. Lord, please make sure that Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and Debbie Wasserman Schultz remain the faces of the Democratic Party. Please make sure that President Obama performs another fantastic speech with 10 people watching. Please make sure, Lord, that James Clapper's security clearance is pulled tomorrow. Please make sure also that we have some great tweets to read on September 6, 2018, when the Democrats lose again and Republicans keep control of the House and Senate. I want to see things like, I hate this person with the strength of the power of 1,000 suns. One person said, I hate Bernie with the power of 1,000 suns. Okay. That's not going to even be close to what will happen. Lord, please just keep the Democrats going with their cackling and insanity and their histrionics. Don't let them change and see the truth and wisdom. Thank you, Lord. Have a great day. Rhonda, Iowa girl, LOL Yahtzee. California girl, you know Yahtzee. Rhonda, Iowa girl, California. I'm a California guy. I love California. Rhonda, Iowa girl, thank you so very much. My goodness. The Yahtzee and Rhonda. I like that. All right. This is fantastic. So this is awesome. So isn't this better than the chat on the CNN or MSNBC chat room? So much better. Rhonda, Iowa girl, you're wonderful. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. The Yahtzee, thank you as always. Your support is greatly appreciated because there aren't many people who are overtly supporting President Trump who used to be Bernie supporters. The Huffington Post called me the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet. And I'm a very hardcore Trump supporter now because he's going up against the James Clappers, because he's going up against the Max Boots and the Bill Crystals. If the neoconservatives and the CIA people and everyone else and Debbie Wasserman Schultz and CNN can't stand Trump, no way! This cannot be the case! No way! Ladies and gentlemen, I have something pretty cool to say. Yes! I'm so happy. So I was just published in the Daily Caller, and I'm going to give you my article right now. This is so cool. This is very, very cool. So I was just published, and what do you think the article is about? I'll just give you a second before I give it to everyone here. What do you think the article is about? All 691 people. Thank you, Cheryl. What do you think the article is about? It's about 6 reasons Republicans. Okay, well, 6 reasons Republicans might keep control of Congress during midterms. I'm just so happy that I am actually saying in the article though that they will. Democrats will not be able to wrestle control of below are 6 reasons Democrats will not be able to wrestle control. And then I say basically that, you know, they're not going to do it. So here, check this out. Go ahead. Thank you, Rhonda, Iowa girl. Thank you. So here it is. Daily Caller. I just went ahead. So it's just published right now. Please go ahead. And so I'm on RT saying it's not going to happen. I have my Daily Caller article saying it's not going to happen. Opinion, 6 reasons Republicans might keep control of Congress during midterms. I'll just read this. Talk of a blue wave during the 2018 congressional midterms is reminiscent of the media's coverage of a Clinton landslide during the 2016 presidential elections. Media and Democrats have overlooked several key factors, from Trump's approval rating within the GOP to over 4% GDP growth for the last quarter. Missed reports are paving the way for yet another stunning defeat, with liberal pundits forced to explain again why they were wrong with allegedly data-driven predictions. Below are 6 reasons Democrats will not be able to wrestle control of the House and Senate away from Republicans. And then I list the 6 reasons. Daily Caller is awesome. Very, very happy. And so here it is again. Kathy, I do. Obama got us in there. Democrats the Democratic Party doesn't seem to care. Chas1422, did Dan Coates deny being a source of NYT op-ed? I don't know, although yesterday, I figured that he probably... Rhonda, Iowa Girl, thank you. Chas, thank you. So here's the Daily Caller article. Again, my 6 reasons are the following. Hold on one second. I'm just sharing this. I talk about Trump approval rating. I talk about hold on one second. Let me just go ahead and share this. I talk about Trump's approval rating. The Yahtzee bookmarked. Thank you so very much, the Yahtzee. Thank you. So everything I talked, I'm going all in on this. So Rhonda, Iowa Girl, I'm going all in on this. Let me just thank them. So I'm thanking the Daily Caller right now. I thank you again. Always an honor. We published, so I'm thanking the editor. And so basically, the 6 reasons are, number 1, I always talk about this on this channel, but Republicans are 8-2 in special elections. Okay, the fact that turnout was high doesn't mean anything for Democrats. You'll have to forgive me. Thank you. Thank you again. That was a wonderful week. Okay, so I'll read you the 6 reasons right now. Democrats have only won 2 of 10 special elections for Congress against Republican challengers since Trump's election. President Trump has an 85% approval rating within the Republican Party. It goes from 85 to 90%. So Rhonda, Iowa Girl, this is really important because you mentioned that, the prayer and everything. Rhonda, Iowa Girl, and all 700 people. The really big issue here is that you're talking about an 85 to 90% approval rating. Okay, so an 85 to 90% approval rating within the Republican Party, and you have 435 elections, let's say, House races, where you're looking at 435 times where Republicans are going to say, hey, we can either go out to vote or Nancy Pelosi will impeach the president we elected. That the 85% approval rating, the 85%, because there are other, there's an Axios graph that actually has him at 87%. That's higher than JFK, higher than Dwight D. Eisenhower. The 85% ties him with JFK within the Democratic Party and Eisenhower within the Republican Party. He is as popular within the Republican Party as JFK was within the Democratic Party. Okay, I got to say that again. He is as popular. He is as popular within the Democratic Party as JFK was within the Republican Party. I mean, within the Democratic Party. Trump is as popular within the Republican Party as JFK was within the Democratic Party. So it's important to realize also that the media and the Democratic Party are reviled by a great many people. So and they're the ones telling you that Trump is on his last legs and, oh my God, he's on the ropes and all these things. I just don't. You have Brett Kavanaugh. You have a great GDP. You have a booming economy. You're essentially going to have a Trump 2020 landslide, especially if they pick Biden. But you have the economy. Maduro Mike, so Obama says the Dems are running on good news like Medicare for all. I also addressed that. No, they're not. The leaders of the party, Pelosi and Schumer, are for privatization of healthcare. That's right. Well, you know what? You're Maduro Mike, you're 100% right. They speak out of both sides of their mouth, always. Always. You're right, Maduro Mike. And the thing is, they haven't addressed the Mercatus study. Political pool dude, HJ, have you watched the video of Kelly and Mattis glaring at Graham as he's cozying up to Uma during McCain's funeral during the swamp? I haven't. I have not. I have to watch that though. Political pool dude, thank you. That just is bizarre. That is bizarre. I have to watch that. But I'm very, very happy about this, ladies and gentlemen. Very happy. Democrats have only won 2 of 10 special elections for Congress against Republican challengers. So I don't see how they talk about a blue wave. President Trump has an 85% approval rating. Of Americans surveyed, 77% believe mainstream media reports fake news, and only 31% have a favorable view of the Democratic Party. So over 50% have a negative view. Democrats haven't achieved more than a net gain of 23 House seats since 2006. Rhonda, Iowa girl, this is an important point. So political pool dude, I'm going to check out that video. Thank you. Maduro and Mike, you're 100% right. Well, they're setting up Bernie for a fall. They're going to go after Bernie Sanders, and you're going to see the same people who don't like Bernie within the Democratic Party are going to hate him even more because of this. And then all the fake, ridiculous, whatever people are like, oh, I love Bernie. Pundits, I'm talking about pundits, are going to all change their tune and say, well, Democrats were right. Da, da. Yes, Benjamin. Yes, very, very happy. I'm sharing this around everywhere, and here is my latest article in the Daily Caller. Right here, everyone, just published right now. The editor just showed it to me right now, so I'm very happy about that. And the interesting thing, ladies and gentlemen, about about this is that the article here that I wrote. Oh, and then of course they're running CIA officials. And we talked about this. One CIA official, Elisa Slotkin and Abigail Spanberger in Virginia, Elisa Slotkin, Michigan. They elect Trump to. The people elected Trump to drain the swamp, and Democrats are like, you know what? Let's go ahead and flood Congress full of the swamp. I bring up a doubling of all currently projected federal, individual, and corporate income tax collections would be insufficient to finance the added federal cost of the plan. The economy, Supreme Court picks tax cuts, and other achievements on the Trump administration. That's the 6 reasons. So 5 reasons. Democrats have only won 2 of 10 special elections. President Trump has an 85% approval rating. Most people believe the media don't dislike the media and dislike the Democratic Party. Democrats have only won 23 seats in the House since 2006, and the Senate looks great for Republicans. Democrats are running CIA officials or candidates too far to the left in conservative districts. They haven't explained, they haven't owned Medicare for All. Go ahead and just say you're going to double corporate and personal income tax and roll with it. Then you actually have a better chance of winning than just bringing it up without explaining how you're going to pay for it. The economy, Supreme Court picks tax cuts, and other achievements under the Trump administration. So, ladies and gentlemen, my thing is, you can't go ahead and they're not going to go ahead and win the House. They are not going to go ahead and win the House. It just ain't going to happen. And the Senate is really, really bad for them in terms of the number of Democrats up for re-election. For example, you're going to have Claire McCaskill lose to Hawley. And they're going to lose in the Senate. It's just very interesting. They're going to lose even more seats in the Senate. They might gain, let's just say they gain 10 seats. That will be a devastating loss for them in the House. Just by sheer, they're going to gain some seats. It's not going to be 23 because they don't have this, like organic or grassroots support. Democrats do not. There's actually grassroots support to go ahead and leave the Democratic Party. That's actually what the grassroots support is all about. Right, Alki Hill? So, political pool dude, thank you again. Thank you, Eric H526. Appreciate the kind words, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very happy. So I'm now on RT saying it. I'm publishing the Daily Caller saying it. I've prayed. Rhonda, Iowa Girl, and I have prayed. Okay. And I just don't see this. I don't see how this can possibly. I don't see how Democrats can possibly win the House when there's no grassroots or organic support. Democrats are not even, like, the average Democrat doesn't even like its party, like his or her party. That's the thing. It's like Republicans, there's one poll where if you strongly identify as a Republican, you have a 93% approval rating of Trump. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I mean, this is just insane. and 93%, but let's say 85%. Rhonda, Iowa girl. What about not counting non-citizens in the sentence? That gives Dips 20 more seats. Not counting non-citizens in the sentence. What about non-citizens in the census? Oh, the census. Okay. Veteran anarchy, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Rhonda, Iowa girl. Veteran anarchy, thank you. Thank you, veteran anarchy. Thank you. This is really interesting. So, yeah, I mean, if you look at the economy is doing well, wages are going up, jobs are going up, unemployment's going down. They don't have anything. They have an anemic 1%, 1.6% GDP growth. In 2016. And it's like, Chuck Schumer's holding up 328 appointments. Wow. Of great people who have left jobs and given up so much to come into the government. Schumer and Democrats continue to obstruct. Wow. $320. $320 appointments. So I'm on record in like a million different places. Daily Caller, RT, this channel. Rhonda, Iowa girl, I don't think Democrats have a prayer at getting 23 seats. At getting 23 seats. And I don't care what they do in terms of hatred. I don't care if 20 different anonymous people. I don't care. This is, what you hear on the daily is,
We don't want fake news. You are fake news. That was false and fake and never happened.
Cricket Hillary, Cricket Hillary. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very, very much. GDP growth is at 4.2%. It could hit 5%. That means that more people are working, more people are benefiting. The economy is growing. Unemployment is at an all-time low for many demographics. Horace! Shana Tova, my friends. Shana Tova to you as well, Horace. Thank you so very much. God bless. Shana Tova. Have a fantastic, fantastic year. And thank you. Oh, yeah. Isn't Chris Peranto's Twitter now no longer suspended? They suspended him. I know. I saw that. Papa D. It's so one-sided. Like, you could literally threaten people on the left. It's okay. Keith Olbermann regularly went ahead. And just insulted and used profanity, and it's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. President Obama's unemployment rate in 2015 was 5%. 2014 was 5.6%. 2016 was 4.7%. And then after Trump, it's 4.1%. And now what, like 3.9%? All throughout Obama's administration, they said, well, you know, it's 08. Yeah, but in 2013, it was 6.7%. Oh, well, it's still from, okay, well, like what, 5 years later? 6.7%, 5.6%. So all throughout his administration, you're talking about, which one is it? It's like, oh, it started. Yeah, you can also make that case. The Bush administration started the bailouts. David, I will. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless. Thank you so much. Horace, Shana Tova, the Yahtzee, Rhonda, Iowa Girl, Mr. T, Eric H526, all my people watching. Thank you so much. It's been a great day. Definitely check out my latest Daily Caller article. Just published right now. The editor just emailed me as I was with everyone here. The Yahtzee. Thank you. HA understandably doesn't want to get into illegals voting for Dems. There, I did it for HA. Whoa. The Yahtzee. I don't think it's an issue myself, but you know, look, the whole thing is you have to have categorical proof, and well, we'll get into that, I guess, another day. The Yahtzee, thank you so very much. I actually say that the real reason that Clinton got the popular vote was because of the two to one advantage in terms of media. The Yahtzee, you are awesome. You are awesome, the Yahtzee. And we know, everyone knows that you firmly believe that Rhonda, Iowa Girl is very beautiful, which she is. The Yahtzee, Rhonda, Iowa Girl, thank you. William Bernier, censorship will fail. It will 100%. I agree with you. People will not stand for having their speech restricted. H.A. Goodman and Hard Bastard will have the #1 rated cable news shows. Get used to working blue with HB. Cheers. William Bernier, thank you so much. Or William Bernier, thank you. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce your last name, but thank you so very much, William. Hard Bastard is awesome. Sticks is awesome. And I got to tell you, you know, I had a three-way show, one segment with Sticks and HB. It wasn't the three-way I always imagined and longed for, but it was great nonetheless. William Bernier, thank you so much. Lawrence F. If I were to take a poll having access to Google and Twitter marketing, I can pretty much solicit 70% Dems to... Pretty much. You pretty much said it. Papa D, look at Minds. I have a Minds account, Papa D. I have a Minds account. I have a Minds. I think it's like H.A. Goodman on Minds. Lawrence F., you said it. You said it better than I could have stated it. You're 100% right, Lawrence F. You said it better than I could have ever stated it. Twitter pretty much is like a wasteland of... It's like the Snarknado wasteland. It's basically like a grown-up Reddit. But even more annoying, if you can imagine. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so very much. God bless you all. It's been fantastic. and I'll be back in a little bit. All I can say is thank you. Rhonda, Iowa girl, thank you. The Yahtzee, thank you. William, thank you. Lawrence, thank you. Everyone, thank you. Eric H526, thank you for that. And definitely check out my latest Daily Caller article. Definitely check that out. Definitely check that out. All right, everyone. You've been absolutely wonderful. Please make it a date. Make it a date with HA. November 6, 2018, all right? I'll see you here November 6, 2018. But I'll see you here today also. Thank you so much, everyone. She thanks you. He thanks you so very much. I'll see you soon. God bless.